This minute of Sk8 the Infinity starts with a pan up to reveal Cherry Blossom.
And ends with Lunga trying to force his duct-taped feet skateboard forward. This is minute 17 of episode 1, Snowfall on a Hot Night. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Infinite Minute.
Woo!
Where we talk about Sk8 the Infinity minute by minute. And it's an exciting one, because this is the first time we've had a guest.
We do have a guest.
Hello. This is Mitchell Turek.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome, Mitchell. Welcome.
Thanks for having me on. Big fan, you know.
Of us or
Both.
the show?
As long-time listener as you can be, short-time caller, first-time caller. Is how the saying goes, I guess. You might, if you ever look at our show notes, I don't know who does. We always have a link to Mitchell because he did the art for our show. So I don't know how many podcasts usually get on the artist as a guest, but we're doing a show about an animation, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot to talk about in the from an animation perspective, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. We've been talking about it since we basically started. Like, Mitchell, how does lighting work?
And perfect opportunity because we're back in lockdown, so
Yes, all those podcasts that were meant to start can now start again.
Oh,
Now
joy.
that we're in lockdown, yeah.
Joy.
Yeah, so minute 17.
17?
The spread eagle.
Are we already starting with the musical references?
We can't help them.
So for reference, Jono and Katie and I did music theatre back in the day. A lot of fun. You know, we're all going to be auditioning for the tour of Sk8 the Infinity when it comes to Melbourne, of course, when they bring stage shows here.
Yeah, I was going to say this
Cherry Blossom.
in a prior episode, but the first time I met you, Mitchell, was actually at Katie's house. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
I think it was at a party there, and you were like a mutual friend of a friend. And yeah, that's the first time we ever met. And
My heart! That just made me so happy.
Yeah, that would have been right. And we would have been playing what was it on the PS1? The
Buster Groove or something.
Buster Groove.
Yes,
it would have been
Buster
Buster
Wasn't
Groove.
it Buster Groove? Oh my god!
it actually was. Yeah.
Oh my god, what a fun time.
Takes me back.
Yeah. Back in the day when we were under 20 years old.
Oh my
And
god.
allowed to visit other people's houses.
Whoa, what the hell?
That's so strange.
Such a foreign concept.
Yeah.
And so Mitch has only watched the first episode of Sk8 so far, mainly just because we've bullied him into watching it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yes, we did it. But what did you think so far, Mitch?
So I really enjoyed it. It was, I mentioned before, it's not the show that I kind of thought it was. I think I expected it to be a standard, like sports anime, I guess a bit of Yuri on Ice kind of feel. And then Langa walks into the calligraphy place and suddenly there's artificial intelligence calligraphy. I'm like, what is this show? What is going on?
I feel like that was me as well. I'm like, what is... I think I've said this exactly when we were talking about it. Like, what is the technology level here? Like, what future are we living in? Where all these beautiful boys skate together.
But we have hybrid cat boys.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought. So I started listening to the podcast before I watched the show. I'd seen a few clips to get references for the art for creating the artwork for the podcast on Twitter. And so I was hearing you guys talk about cat boys and butterfly girls, and I'm thinking, what is this show? I have to sit down. I have to watch this.
And do you simp for Oka like we do?
Oh god, yeah, absolutely. It was so funny. I can't remember what episode you put it in, Jono, but you said he reminded you of dog. I'm like, yep, absolutely. Cherry reminded you of dog. I'm like, yeah, Shigure, absolutely. Yeah. but only in the clothes because Oka has the personality of Shigeru from Fruits Basket. Totally.
Ooh,
That's,
yeah,
that's
my
what I
mind
feel.
that's a hot
anyway.
take. That's a hot take.
I kind of like it.
I see that
we don't-
actually.
Yeah, he's like has all these back alley deals and stuff
Yeah,
like
he
that.
knows what's
and-
going on.
Yeah,
Too cool.
he's the mastermind behind everything.
He is.
Anyway, we should talk about Sk8 the Infinity minute 17.
We should.
And it's just par for the course that we get distracted.
I'm just, this first pan up just gives me everything that I ever want. It's just a full pan up of the love of my life, Kaoru, Cherry Blossom.
Love him.
He's so beautiful.
My first
look.
immediate thought was he's not wearing a mask.
It's
He's
just,
not,
we've
he's
taught,
not
oh my
trying
God.
to protect his identity at all.
No, and like Lunga recognizes him immediately. Immediately. And like, Mitch, you won't know this, but in the later episode, he makes such a big deal about not wanting to be recognized, like between S and outside of S. But he's not making any effort.
No effort at all.
It's hilarious.
He's wearing
what
the
can-
exact same clothes.
Pretty much,
much.
yeah.
You can't
Just like
just
a-
put a ponytail.
Yeah, it's almost
like-
a bit more ninja as well underneath.
You know what it's like? It's like in fucking 90s movies where it's like takes the ponytail out and takes the glasses off.
And now
And
he's
then
ready
looks
for
like a
prom.
totally different person. Oh, he's so beautiful though. Oh, look at
I don't know
him.
why that makes me giggle every time. But everyone is shocked to see Cherry here.
Yeah, so you know how I was saying last episode how I was like, maybe he hasn't been there in a really long time? Which I didn't realize that was actually a thing, but it looks like he hasn't been there in ages.
Yeah, and he knows the rules. I mean, this comes up later, but yeah, he has an idea of like if anyone gets on a board, they have to skate, which is a ridiculous rule.
It is, it's so stupid.
I mean, if you're going to tape yourself to the board, I think you do have to.
You're kind of committed. Yeah,
You are.
for sure. Yeah, the AI skater. I love that is his nickname.
I'm sure I'll learn more about that.
You definitely do.
I'm
Yeah.
expecting a talking, skateboard.
Yeah, you are pretty spot on.
Great. Okay, wonderful. I'm excited.
Yeah, she like analyzes the corners and everything like that.
It's really cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that did confuse me. I remember listening to the first episode and you were talking about your favorite female character wasn't even real. And I thought, what? Now I understand.
Yes, now you
Yeah,
get it.
it was a couple of rapid fire messages from you, and I'm just like, yeah, she's a skateboard.
Yeah, we don't get to see him in this skate in this episode, unfortunately.
No.
But we do get to see him do some other cool stuff in this episode, which will happen later. But they all seem very shocked to see him.
And well, the music that what would you call it? Like the musical sting that plays when Lunga recognizes that it's Cherry Blossom is so foreboding.
Yeah.
It's so like creepy. But why?
Yeah, I don't know. This look that he gives him as well when he says he has to skate is so like sinister as well. That's the rule. Like it's just so, and it kind of goes to that point I made about how he's kind of setting this all up to like bring Adam back.
Have
Like-
you heard when we talked about that, Mitch?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about it.
Talk about it. I don't care.
No,
I,
so-
I have no worries about
No, it's
spoilers.
fine. I just I spoke about this on a prior episode, but there's like there's kind of the theory is that Cherry is kind of masterminding this whole thing because he wants to get Adam back to S because he wants to confront him,
Right.
and this is kind of all part of the plan. Is getting Lunga to skate because he sees like something in Lunga that will entice Adam back. So
Adam,
yeah.
you would recognize from the OP in
Yeah.
the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, the JoJo villain. Yeah, I
The
got it.
JoJo villain, yes. Yeah, exactly.
Cherry is cute. What a transition. The cute little hairs that pop up at the back, like his hair's not long enough at the back to tie into the full ponytail.
It's very cute. Oh my
Cute
god,
little
he's
detail.
so cute.
He has an like a trickster vibe to him.
Like a kitsune.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the fox kind of
Yeah.
trickster.
He does know a little bit more about what's going on than he's letting on.
Absolutely.
Like, if we really like dig into this, how could he have manufactured Lunga and Reki meeting?
True.
Oh no, but I think so. I think he saw it and then thought, okay, how can I work with this? Because he's looking at it over his fan.
Oh, I know. He's a little cheeky behind the fan.
He's so cheeky.
His trademark.
I would say this is like maybe the minute where we get to see the most background characters.
There's quite a
like
lot, yeah.
with them all lining up, but it's very much that like off-model type thing. There's a really funny shot later in this minute where they've all just got the same exact eyes, which I thought was really funny. Just these little black dots for eyes, which just watching Lunga not move anywhere.
I mean, it's so common in anime. It's something you have to do with background characters, because if you make them as detailed as your foreground characters, because often you can nowadays, you can zoom into such high resolutions, but when you zoom out, it just looks like a total mess of a face. So I really like what they've done. A few points in this show is where they don't draw the face at all. They just draw the shadows of the where the eyes are and the nose, and it's a really good way of simplifying the shapes where it still reads as a person from a distance.
Oh,
That's
man.
so cool.
We never would have said simplifying the shapes, Katie.
No, never. We just got to say they're off-brand. And
Oh yeah, that's black and gold Lunga.
NQR.
It's simplified. But yeah, I'm just amazed at like that. That's not even deep art analysis.
No, not yet.
Oh man.
No, it's cool. Yeah, but you're right. There are so many of them lined up. And yeah, like we said, that they're just all so unique and individual. It's just, you can see so much effort's gone into making them all so different. So much detail.
The fashion in this show is incredible.
Right?
I don't know who's designing all the outfits that go on these extras, but that's a lot of work. Do you think they just go on Pinterest or Lookbook and be like, yeah, that's cool.
That works.
Probably.
There's a guy in the background of the frame I'm looking at who's in like off the shoulder, like I always call them dungarees, but that sounds so
jumpers.
What, overalls?
Yeah, overalls. But he's got a beanie like over one eye.
I'm on the same frame. Yeah.
What is he doing?
He looks so shocked.
Yeah. So shocked Cherry is back. But yeah, what is he doing? Dude, just lift
He's
up the beanie.
stoned.
In Japan?
He's clearly stoned.
Yeah, in Japan.
Yeah. 420. We also have a guy in face paint. I think that's the first...
yeah.
Or at least looks male. So that's our first dude in face paint.
Yeah. Cute
Or with
little,
some body paint on him.
little
Doesn't
cross over
Shadow
the eye.
have face paint, or does he not count?
Background character.
Oh, okay.
We were saying that
but
a
you
lot
are
of the
completely right.
We were saying that we see a lot of the girls have like cool body paint on, but we didn't see many of the guys having like, apart from Shadow, obviously, having like fun body paint.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
guy does. It's very cool.
The little animation of Reki going like
It's so
back
good.
and forth behind Lunga.
When he does like the faux like oh, I'm gonna faint thing is so funny.
Oh, I do declare.
Yeah.
I have the vapors. And again, he's got like a little off-model face.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And yeah, the red caps, is that what you call them, Katie?
I call them Catmen.
Cap men.
Capmen.
Oh, it's Capmen, not Catmen. That makes a lot more sense.
Oh no! I actually was re-listening to it and I was like, "Damn, it sounds like I say Catmen."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah, I understand now.
Mm.
Yeah, get that plosive out.
Yeah.
When they drag him off, it's so funny.
It is the little like
Gives me a little
the little like arms going around.
Yeah.
And little windmills. Lunga does not give two shits.
Yeah. I really liked his voice actor's delivery of the I never know unless I try.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
This is
Yeah.
the first time I've watched a dub in years.
I said the same thing.
But it's good.
It's a good
I
dub,
really like it.
yeah.
a really good dub.
And
So
a lot
many-
of new
yeah.
voice actors as well. I don't recognize them from many things. They've got a really short list on my anime lists.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fresh blood.
Yeah, so many times you watch a dub and it feels so like forced or like not natural, but they just did this so well. I just am constantly in awe of how natural it feels.
You watched the first episode full through with the dub, didn't you?
I
Me?
did.
Oh, Mitch.
Yeah.
Me, yeah, no. So I watched it dub first and then I went back and watched it sub.
Oh, cool.
Weird. Because we only have watched the dub minute by minute.
Oh, okay.
So it's all cut up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
We had a big laugh at Cherry's no in the last minute. Bugs Bunny.
so good.
No.
I'm really excited about this next shot because it has a cool light that I want to talk about and we can talk about it with Mitch.
Yes, let's talk about lights.
Can we talk about
Is
this
this the
blue flashy
blue?
light?
All right, Mitchell,
Wait,
lay
is
it
that
out for us.
after...
Reki gets dragged away by
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
cat
okay.
men.
Yeah. Hold on, no. Is that before or after the stoplight?
It's before.
Before the
Okay.
stoplight.
There's this there's a couple of second shot of this blue light with the siren sound. Which we didn't even talk about,
Yes. The
music that starts
it's
under
ramping
Cherry
up.
is so hype.
Do they introduce some vocals soon?
I don't know.
I
In the
remember
music?
Yeah, in the music.
Oh, we'll have to find out.
Might have
Maybe
to
the next
re-listen.
minute.
Maybe it's the next minute. I'm
might be the
getting.
next
I got a little bit ahead of myself. I'm excited.
We like
There is some
Mitchell,
cool music coming up that I want.
You're so well prepared.
Yeah, I took notes. I've studied.
You're so much better prepared than we are.
Mitch,
alright,
is
I've got-
Mitch is holding up like 5 pages of handwritten notes right now.
You joke.
Oh no.
It's only 3. It's okay.
We're gonna have to hand over the reins.
Yeah, we are.
It's gonna become a solo show.
All right, tell us how this light
Yeah,
works.
so let's
I
talk
wanna
about this
know.
blue light.
Yeah.
So a lot of lights now are in anime are digital. It's the way that they part of a compositing stage. So they use layers on painted backgrounds or photo filter backgrounds, and then a lot of the lights I imagine with this one it's 3D as well. So you can see that the way that the flare comes across in the space, it's and it rotates. It looks like a 3D light to me. So what happens underneath that is it's layered on with a transparency. In Photoshop, it can be set to something like overlay or soft light or hard light. And what that really means is that there's a lot of fancy math applied to the colors underneath. You can see it on something with when they are applying shadows. So they'll apply a layer called multiply. And what that does is it takes the values like the hue, the saturation, the brightness, or the RGB values, and it just multiplies them by whatever numbers the colors are on top that correspond.
Far out.
So things like overlay will like divide or subtract, and things like multiply will make it darker, essentially.
Oh my god.
I highly recommend.
Wow. This is so much more like complex than I thought. I thought they were just going to be like, yeah, they kind of like just shine a light through the thing or whatever.
Well, they used to. So in old cell animation, what they would do is they would paint on the cells, and then it was a lot more difficult. It was a lot more complex. They would either cut out from the cells or not paint on certain areas, and they would shine a light underneath the cells.
Wow.
I recommend checking out a video on YouTube called How to Animate Light by NerdWriter1. And it's sort of
yes, Nerdwriter's so good.
Yeah, really
Love his stuff.
fascinating. So he talks about the lighting in Akira. It's less about the technical, but he does bring up the underlighting in the cells, and it talks about how lighting is used to create a mood. And I mean, I really see that a lot in this show. The lighting is really well thought out. It's fascinating.
Well, I think the 2 minutes that we're going to have you on for, it's set fully at Crazy Rock. So
Yeah.
it's like almost we didn't even mean this, but it's almost perfect for lighting, I guess, because it's all dark scenes.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, these minutes are very self-contained. I mean, we'll see that when we get to the end of it, but it almost tells a little mini story within this minute. I can't imagine what it's like when a conversation is longer than a minute and you have to...
It ends halfway through. Our favourites are definitely when something ends right on the minute.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happened like, I would say
A couple of times,
almost 50% of the time it's a really well-contained minute.
They could be storyboarding it minute by minute. You
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So when the light flashes around, there's like a lens flare effect. Would that be part of the 3D build of the light?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just like a pre-built template that they've just kind of stuck on the painting itself. I don't think it's because it's very straightforward. It's not from a really complex angle. So it's probably just something that they've laid on top. But how they've chosen to do it, like the color theory and all that sort of thing, like you've got the blue light up ahead contrasting with the really yellow background. It really amplifies the mood. And then you've got the angel attack sirens in the background.
No timpanis, though.
No.
Oh gosh, that's so fascinating. Wow.
Damn, Mitchell.
Yeah, the color and the lighting in this show is really impressive.
So cool.
It looks beautiful. It looks stunning. But I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Bones. So
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even really talked about that Bones made this show. I guess if you know anything about anime, you might know Bones has like a pedigree.
What actually, I have no idea what else they have done.
Because I think if I'm remembering correctly, they did Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Both, both. I think both Brotherhood and the original.
Which is the first. I've talked about how it's the first anime I really watched properly in like subbed. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
They've done heaps.
Very
or on High School Host Club.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did Free. Mob Psycho 100. They were involved with
Space Dandy.
Wait, they did Orin?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Ah, did you know, Mitch? They're doing an audio CD where they're in the host club.
Oh
guys?
yes, I did hear that last podcast, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, they just. I just listened to the first part of it today. Last night.
Is it amazing?
It's funny.
Yeah. Oh, they did Cowboy Bebop the movie. Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think they did the TV series.
No.
They've
done a ton. Bones have been around for years. Because, I mean, like, Full Metal Alchemist is like 2005. So they've been around forever. But yeah, they know their stuff. And Utsumi, the director, has worked with them for a long time as well. Since she left KyoAni. You were mentioning she worked on K-On! And
yeah, you can really see her
stuff.
I suppose her influences from what she's worked on, like K-On! And The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya and Free. You can see her progression in her career. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's every animator that comes from KyoAni is like just so good. Like that company was doing something right. That being said, I haven't watched their new show. Yeah. Dragon Maid something or other. I think the last one I watched was the one where the girl works in the Tamako Market, the one where the girl works in the mochi shop.
Yeah.
And it's really cute. Yeah. Anyway.
Sk8
Teach
the
us more about
Infinity.
light. Sk8 the Infinity.
I think that's about as much as I have to say on lighting at the moment.
Yeah,
but I think that's
until
enough.
we get to the traffic light.
Oh, I don't know. It's the same sort of deal with the traffic
It's the same
light.
sort of deal. It's just a 3D.
Yeah, or just it's a lot easier to do light nowadays. You just you can apply a color vignette, a gradient over the top that makes it look like it's
Glowing.
interacting with the surfaces. And there's a lot of 3D in this show. We'll talk about that in the next minute, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were building environments and using that to create shadows and lighting in a realistic sort of sense. It's really realistic, this show. They use a lot of I think you mentioned they do a lot of location scouting. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were taking their own photos and painting over the top of them, or adding filters and doing some photo bashing and adding textures to create these really realistic backgrounds, but really still stylized.
Yeah, right. So
I think it's
cool.
like the colors that make it pop as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Like bring it up from that photorealism. But they're so realistic that Joe's restaurant is actually Italian in real life.
Oh my
Hilarious.
God.
And that's why they made an Italian restaurant. Like why they made him a chef.
It wasn't meant to be Italian originally.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then they found the
found
place
it.
and then wrote it into the story. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
so-
the location scouting can do.
Yeah.
And like, just to show everyone out there how prepared Mitchell is, he sent me a link to an article about like how the skateboards were first built in 3D, just to make sure they could like physically work, and then they were drawn in 2D.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
and actually,
really?
oftentimes you'll notice that they use the 3D models, and it wouldn't surprise me if they. So the 3D models and the design of the skateboards were made by Studio No Border, who worked on Carol and Tuesday on the world design. I haven't watched that yet, but that's on Netflix, and I've heard great things. So they built them in 3D first to make sure that they could be they could actually work in real life. And there's a few moments when they're racing, for example, where you get shots like under the wheels. You can tell that they're using the 3D models. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of 3D in the show. I mean, you'll notice that in the next minute. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. I think we talked a little bit about it when Shadow has a moment where he looked really 2D on top of a 3D background.
Yeah.
And it had like a
earlier.
fighting game vibe.
A lot of I think they've incorporated it really well. There's a few times where you can really notice it. I think just outside of Cherry's shop, the calligraphy place, there's some 3D texture work of rocks on the background of the walls that look just like plonked on, really flat.
Nice. We didn't notice them.
No, we didn't.
Did you like I think maybe that's the lock. Maybe that explains the lock.
Oh, yeah.
The really dodgy looking lock when they open the doors to Crazy Rock so everyone can get in just before this beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like a
that's
really
definitely
dodgy looking
3D.
lock.
Yeah.
Looked like it was plonked on top. While we've got you, Mr. Artman, this shot of Shadow when it's like really close up on him. I was trying to talk about this last episode, how the highlights and the shadows work on him. And I can't describe it, but the way the lighting works on him is highlighting certain things. It makes it look really, I don't know, spooky.
So what they've done is they've got this is what I was talking about with multiply layers before, is that they would have, painted in the flats and then built the shadows on top with multiply layers. And it's a real simplification of 3D form. So if you take a light and shine it down from a 3/4 upper angle, they're basically like the shapes that would catch. So like the upper head part of the forehead, the top of the cheeks, anything that's facing upwards would be lit. But in this style, they've, they're really hard shadows, which kind of emphasizes this dastardly evil quality to him.
It emphasizes hard shadow.
Terrible. Oh.
Sorry.
Because they could easily make it soft shadow. They could add God.
He comes later.
It's character development.
It is. Well, I'm gonna watch out now for when we get introduced to Shadow's
outside life,
which if you continue
Mitch
watching,
doesn't
you'll
know
see.
yet.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But you will not get, I imagine, as he, develops as a character, you will not get these sort of harsh shadow shapes on his face very often.
That'll be interesting to see.
Art progression, as opposed to just us being like, Shadow doesn't look spooky anymore. What's with that? Good times.
We're expert.
It's a great shot, though. I love how he looks so evil here.
Yeah. Because it definitely doesn't do the same thing to Lunga in the next shot. He doesn't get the same kind of harshness of the lighting.
Yeah, he's got a very much more simplified form, whereas Shadows emphasizes like all the ridges of his brow and of his nose. Lunga's is very soft, which gives him kind of more a feminine face, more of a protagonist face.
The protagonist face.
Yeah. Ooh, she's got a bad case of protag face. Here's a art question again, but like specifically for our podcast art. Did you give me Shadow's like
eyes?
Peak?
Oh, yeah.
No. The peak in his hair?
Let me have a look.
Intentionally?
Yeah. I took a lot of elements from how the eye catchers were drawn. Because they've got such a great style. So I tried to, pick certain characters' eyes, how the artists rendered the lighting and the hair. So yeah, I think I did. I definitely took his eyes from a certain eye catch for you.
Okay, awesome.
And it was very funny. So only having seen those, I thought Cherry was a female character. And so I took a lot of cues from Cherry for your design, Katie. Especially the ponytail.
Oh my god.
You don't know how
That's
happy
like
that's
kismet.
made me.
That's destiny.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy.
I remember speaking to Jono about what I would put on the bottom of your
Oh
skateboards.
my god.
And it's so funny. Before I even knew about Sk8 the Infinity, I already knew what Matcha Blossom was.
Really, if you
But
were
that's
on
Tumblr. I mean,
Tumblr, you were not going to be able to avoid it. Oh my goodness.
I think Studio No Border actually, for every character's the bottom of their skateboards, they got different artists to create them.
That's so
So
cool.
it wasn't created by a singular artist, so they were to really reflect the character's personality.
Yeah, that's so cool.
We are so close to buying some merch with some of the
so close.
board designs on them. Dangerously close.
Yeah.
Haven't put anything in a cart yet, but that's when you know it's really bad, when you just got it in the cart and it's waiting there.
It's just sitting there.
Really quick, I didn't even notice this when I first watched the minute. There's a really quick transition shot of what looks like Shadow's cape.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it goes for like a second.
Do you think it's the flag?
Oh. Let's have a look.
I think it's the
Let's do the
flag.
old pause. That would make more sense,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah, no, you're right. I reckon you're right.
The go flag. Except we didn't see our fun mullet girl swing it.
No mullet girl.
No mullet girl, unfortunately. But we do get a tiny little shot of the underside of Shadow's board, which I always love. Always love seeing it.
Yeah, the zombie. And just the shape of Shadow's board as well.
Yeah,
we always
it's so
talk about
cool.
the shape of the board.
But that's so cool to know
Yeah.
that it actually would work in real life if you had it. That's so cool to know.
Well, I'm not sure if it's Shadows, but they did mention that there is one that wouldn't work in real life. So
I think it's
keep an eye
cherries.
out for that. I think it is probably cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can
couldn't
suspend
exist in real
belief
life.
because it's an AI.
Anime.
It's a
Yeah.
Wait, no, yeah, it's an AI.
it's an AI, so you can suspend that belief a little bit. You
Can't
know?
spell anime without it.
I mean, you're not wrong. The music underneath Shadow taking off really gets me. The both times I watched the minute, I was like, oh, now I feel so hyped for this race. And then for it to change, it gets so hype, and then when Lunga doesn't
Immediately
move, it
drops out.
immediately changes
It's
to this
hilarious.
this dumb I don't even know how to explain it, but it just makes him look so stupid. The music, it's just
It just drops out.
When Shadow's going off into the distance, it looks like they've just taken a couple of frames of animation and just shrunk him.
Yeah,
Slowly.
I imagine that is what they have done. I mean, you have to save budget where you can.
Also, he has a really thin neck in one of these frames.
Look, you're going to get that in moments of really high
Fast
motion
action.
because you
Yeah.
aren't meant to
Pause.
every second
Yeah.
like we are doing minute by minute.
We are detectives. We're anime detectives. We're not necessarily finding flaws, but we're finding just tricks of the trade, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're oftentimes, especially in shows like Dragon Ball Z, they'll have smear frames that I know there were a few going around on Twitter being look how stupid and bad these animators are. It's you're not meant
You're
to
not
see these for
supposed to
more
do
than
that.
Yeah.
half a frame.
And it's doing that, shows how good the animators are in a way. Like, it's like they can make this look so smooth by having one frame in there that is a smear frame. That just shows how good they are.
It keeps the action.
Yeah.
This moment where just all the beady eyes looking back at London.
Oh, that's such a funny moment.
This whole moment is just so funny.
Guy on the right in like the grey hoodie cargo pants, he's probably like the closest to my actual real life style that I've seen in the whole show so far.
And he's got very Tintin eyes.
I mean, all of them do.
Oh, hilarious.
Just the block eyes. But Lunga's not going anywhere. He's stuck on the
my
board.
God, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And this moment afterwards with the three of them coming in asking what the hell is he doing?
I adore this moment so much.
They're all on the same team.
Yeah. Like, they're all just, like, banding together to be like, what is going on? I love it. Again, they have the blue, like, shocked shading on the eyes.
I had to look up if there was a term for this, because I've seen it in so much anime, and there is. So it's called Taresen, which means drooping lines. And so it's like visual shorthand to indicate shock, or I say it's to indicate despair, because I know it mostly from Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. But it's like a cheat to emphasize the shadow over the face.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you see it countless times, but I've never thought of a name for it. And if you're looking for a non-weeb term, it's called blue with shock on TV tropes.
I love that. Oh my God. The research, yes.
Oh my God, I love this so much. This is a great idea.
But Renchi's not doing it.
No, I was
Renchi.
like hoping we get a Renchi expression. But again,
Renchi is. Well, I think have you heard us call
Yes,
Renchi?
yeah.
The headband,
Yeah, great nickname, good choice.
I mean, it's all Katie.
I do like as well in this shot we get that that kind of like the shaky thing again, where you get like the I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, the speed lines.
But
with like painterly textures.
Yeah, it almost looks like crayon in this one.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Painterly sounds better, doesn't it?
Painterly.
Shut up, Jonathan. Let the expert talk.
No, but it's definitely got the crayon textures, and I love when you cut back to reality. You can see them in the background still standing.
They've still got it. They've still got the half blue face.
It's so cute.
Almost looks like they're wearing masks. It's so funny.
Like Cherry should be. Yeah, I got it.
And I love that girlfriend Chan or little dumpster, whatever.
Oh, boy.
She's just part of the team now. I don't know if it's just like me being biased, but it almost looks like the guy in the bottom right of this reality shot. It almost looks like he has the Steven Universe.
He does look like he has a Steven Universe sticker on him.
It does. Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah. So I would love that if that was like correct. I mean, how ubiquitous is like yellow star on red background.
And more guys with face paint as well.
Oh, yeah,
cute little stars and things on their faces.
And there's a guy with angel wings. So
cute.
I'm sorry I didn't know a better way to explain Lunga trying to like push his board forward.
It is
so
cute.
funny.
The duct tape. I don't know if you would have seen the actual design that Lunga's board gets, Mitchell, but they like incorporate the foot, like the foot bindings
grips.
that you would have on a snowboard.
No, I don't think I've noticed that.
Really cool.
Yeah, it really... have they mentioned before that he was a snowboarder before this point? I mean, they mentioned that he's from Canada, so you can assume.
Think so yet.
I think the only hint we've got is the photo of him with his mum and dad.
Yeah,
when he's making the omelette in minute 14 or so. It's like we're almost becoming encyclopedic with our knowledge because of the speed at which we're going with this.
Yeah.
I almost think we need something else like Cat Watch, where we're counting the cats, because we haven't seen a cat since the OP.
No, we actually haven't.
We need like something else encyclopedic that we can be like taking note of as we go. so we can give back to the TV tropes community. Like, there are exactly this many stickers in the show. Let's not do that. Because there's so many stickers in the background.
So many.
And that is the...
Just a minute.
That's the minute. What did you think, Mitchell?
I love it. I'm addicted. I'm going to have to sit down and watch the whole show now.
Did you have a favourite moment?
It's only 12 episodes.
Of the show or this minute?
Of this minute.
Of this minute, definitely where they all come in and the face fault where they're like, "Ugh, what are you doing?" Absolutely hilarious. Oh, makes me laugh every time. And I've watched this minute a few times over.
What was yours, Katie?
I think I like Recky's little, like, I do declare moment.
His southern belle.
The windmill arms.
Yeah. I really liked the delivery of the Lunga line, the I never know unless I try. It's like, it's the first real moment from Lunga where we've seen he's taking initiative.
Yeah.
So far. Like, maybe he's finding that thing he was looking for coming over to Japan. That is it.
That's it. Mitch, do you have stuff you want to plug?
17. Yeah.
Yeah, check me out. I'm Mitchell Turek on Instagram. You can check the show notes for the link. Should I make my anime list? I feel like I should.
Yes.
I encourage everyone to.
Yeah. You know what?
But that's
I'll
only
make
because
one.
I don't have a letterbox.
I'll make one and we can link that in the show notes as well.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can list, like, there's so many things I watched before I started my anime list that I'm like, I just don't remember or what I thought of them and stuff. So it's good to start keeping the note.
That's like, I can't remember how much of Cowboy Bebop I actually watched. I'm like, I don't think I watched the whole thing, but I think I watched like a good chunk of it, but I actually don't remember.
Yeah.
I think I need
Anyway, we've interrupted Mitchell's plugs.
Yes, sorry.
That's all I had to plug. No, it's fine.
We're on Twitter, infinite_minute. We're on email us, please, infiniteminutepodcast@gmail.com.
Also, apologies if you see the Twitter tweet anything that seems out of character, because I am really terrible. I've been switching.
No, it's giving it character, Katie.
I've been accidentally tweeting stuff from the podcast account.
I think I saw one. This is just for us. I think I saw you did one yesterday that was like, I would like a penis just for like the experience or something like that. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. We'll see you next minute.
Next minute.
No, we can't do that. We promised we wouldn't do that.
Okay, bye.
Bye.